Hi guys. So this week we're going to continue looking at the report of my DNA analysis, and joining us is Jess Peterser, a registered dietitian who works for DNA analysis. And this week we're going to cover a complex topic of methylation. Over to you, Jess.
Thanks, Nicola. You're absolutely correct. Methylation is a very complicated topic. So if I can break down what methylation is. Methylation is a process where we're trying to add a methyl cluster to different things, whether it's hormones or your DNA. We like things to be methylated. The more we have methylation happening correctly in the body, we have good effects such as a good managed homocysteine levels. We can see when people are poor methylators, they have higher homocysteine levels. So that means that they tend to have higher risks of heart-related problems, whether it's heart attacks, strokes, in those types of areas. We also see with poor methylation, there's a lot of mental health concerns. There's more anxiety, depression. There's also quite a correlation between maternal and fetal outcomes. So a lot of pregnancy-related things, such as miscarriages or complications that some of the babies can get. So methylation is very broad, but very helpful to try and manage better. So when we look at the genetics, how can we understand methylation a little bit better? So there's quite a few different genes, and when we look specifically at Nicola's results, we can see there was two areas that came up as a red flag. And so we can see there's room for improvement in her gene called the MTHFR1, as well as the COMP gene. And how do we know that it's a problem? It's just based on the particular genes that Nicola has. They are highlighted in research as being a risk allele. Okay, so for the first gene, the MTHFR1, that shows that the more choline intake Nicola has, the better. So this gene and this enzyme is really needing a lot of support. And if it has a lot of choline in terms of when the person has a lot of it in its diet, it's better for this gene in terms of how it's trying to function. So choline is found in a lot of different foods, and the most easy to consume is simple whole eggs. They are a wonderful source of choline, so nothing fancy there. You can also top up with extra choline in supplementation. Another very prominent gene in the methylation panel is something called the MTHFR gene. In this particular case, Nicola was very lucky and didn't have it as a problem, but there are a lot of individuals have these two SNPs come up as a concern. So if this is a problem, when it is highlighted, you want to make sure you have enough folate, vitamin B12, vitamin B2, and B6 in your diet. There's lots of different foods where these are found in. Some of them are your legumes, like your beans, chickpeas, lentils. Some of them are your dark green leafy veg, as well as some of the animal products. Another gene is your COMP gene. It is also a very fascinating gene with lots of information to it. But once again, we can see from Nicola's results that she has the risk allele here. So what that means is that gene is not really supporting this overall methylation very well, so it needs some extra support and care. So for that, we would want a higher magnesium intake, whether it's from food like pumpkin seeds. Another thing that we'd look at is trying to make sure that there isn't too much alcohol or caffeine in the diet is very important for the COMP gene. So very helpful to understand one's methylation a little bit more, and there's lots of really interesting, unique ways to try and tailor and customize your diet, your lifestyle, and your approach to health with tweaks and changes based on your methylation.